Hello everyone. Today we will study about functions in Python. Functions are reusable code that we can use in the future. Let me show you how. Suppose we need to take a name like this. Name is equal to input, enter your name. Now we want to greet this user. So we will write print f happy birthday and then the name. Let's see what this code does. Enter your name, which is Alok, let's suppose. Happy birthday, Alok. But we have to do this for every time we need to wish someone happy birthday. So what I will do is I will create a reusable code which I can use every time I need to greet someone. Now let's again take name, which is equal to input, enter your name. Now we'll create a function. Functions are created with the keyword def, which stands for define. Now the function name, birthday wish, or let's call it happy birthday, and then we'll put these parameters or this commas. What this does is, in this place we can pass an argument like this name. This name holds the value of the variable which we had taken from the user. Now we will write print again happy birthday, then let's say name. All right. Now to use this code, we need to call this function down below. Happy birthday. And then we'll put the parameters. In this, we'll pass in the value of name, which we have taken from the user. Let me just copy this code and move it here. Now it looks much cleaner and easy to understand. Now again, it asks what is your name, which is Alok. Again, happy birthday Alok. But you might be thinking we are writing just as many lines of code and to do a simple task which we were able to do earlier. But that's not really it. Now let me show you how powerful these functions are. Suppose we need to create a sum. Let's do an exercise. Now we need to add a few numbers. So we'll write define sum. Now we will write x and y colon. Now we'll print x plus y. Right. Let me show you how we can get a sum back every single time. We will write sum, again the parameters, then we will pass in the arguments. Arguments are the data you pass in the parameters defined above. So we'll pass in 4 and 7. Let's run this code. As you can see, we got 11. To make this more readable, we can do this. Sum, comma, then a comma again. Now it should be much more readable. Sum is equal to 11. Now let's generate an invoice in which I will explain to you the return keyword. Suppose I define a function, define invoice. In this we will pass in the values which are amount, due date, and your name, right? Now let's print hello name. So first we will say hello to the user. As you can see, the arguments can be used as in order as you want, like it's not a fixed order. Now we'll write print your amount of, then amount to f. I'll explain this 2f to you in the future videos, but this is out of the scope of this video because we have already done this in the past. Is due on, then we'll put in due date. As you can see, we have created the function. Now let's use this function. Now we'll take name, all right? Or just suppose we pass in the value directly. Invoice amount is equal to 5,000. Due date is suppose 3rd March. Let me put a string 3rd March. And the name is Alok. Let's see what we get. Hello Alok, your amount of 5,000 is due on 3rd March. But so as you can see, this was a very useful function as you can take all these parameters and you can take in as an input from the user, then use it to generate an invoice with just a call of a function. Now you should remember that we have to write this code only once and we can use it for all the other users. It may be a millions of users and we don't need to write this 3 lines. Now let me explain to you the return keyword, which is a very powerful function and is a more Pythonic way to write these things. Now just suppose we go back to our sum example, like define sum, which is x and y, and instead of printing directly these values, we'll return x plus y. Now this return keyword doesn't really print the values on the screen of the user, but what it does is it just stores the value or returns it, hands back to the function, but user doesn't see it, so that value can be used as we like. Now let's see how this works. Let me call this function sum and we'll write 4 and 8. All right, let's see what we get. As you can see, we got nothing, but why is that? We returned the value. Now if we want to print these values, I would have to store it in a variable which can be z is equal to sum, and then we can print it. Print z. As you can see, we got 12. Or we can directly do print sum 3 and 56. Again, let's run this code. As you can see, we got 59. So this is the use of return keyword. It stores the value in the function itself. It doesn't show it to the user, which can be very powerful. Suppose we return this keyword. Now we want to store it in a value z. Z is equal to sum, and then we'll write return 348 455. And then we want to perform other actions on it, like answer is equal to z plus 499. Now we'll just print answer. Let's run this code. As you can see, we got 1297. So this is how you use functions. If you want, I can post a separate video just based on the problem sets on these functions. Don't forget to comment your views and down in the comment section. All right, everyone. See you in the next part.